almost $800,000 on a one-day taxpayer escape to Egypt to take a photo and not sign an agreement. Struggling Canadians are lining up at food banks, skipping meals, while the Prime Minister takes their money and skips town. We know that this is second nature for the Prime Minister to live large on other people's dime, but can he at least stand up today and explain to hungry Canadians why he treats their tax dollars like his personal travel fund?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, once again, I know the Honourable Deputy Leader of the Conservative Party is not suggesting that the Prime Minister of Canada should not have joined with dozens of his international counterparts for as auspicious an event as the commemoration of a ceasefire in the Middle East, an issue upon which, I might add, she has had a lot to say over the last little while. The Prime Minister of Canada represents Canadians proudly, and Canadians are proud when our Prime Minister attends these events and does incredible business with his counterparts from all around the world.
The Honourable Member for Thornhill.
I will tell that member that that agreement was signed despite the Prime Minister, not because of him. And I'd like to remind the Prime Minister also that in the Toronto food banks got over 4 million visits last year, and they're going to get even more when the price of groceries rises $1,000 per family next year. Will the government kill the industrial carbon tax, the packaging tax, the new fuel tax, so Canadians can afford food, or will he hop on another plane and avoid answering questions in this place altogether?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
The opposition wants to talk about nonsense taxes that don't exist on food, instead of supporting the very things that Canadians have told us time and again they want. They want a Canada Child benefit that's indexed to inflation. They want seniors benefits that are indexed to inflation. They want to make sure, in fact, I think almost all mothers want to make sure that children get healthy food in schools, but not these Conservatives, Mr. Speaker. They want to stand in the way of the very things that Canadians know help them at this time.
Honourable Member for Haldimand Norfolk.
The Prime Minister promised to bring down the price of groceries. A family where I live in Haldimand, Norfolk, reached out to me in desperation. Despite a decent income, they said that they can barely afford groceries for their family and their household. When the Liberals took office in 2015, the average weekly grocery bill was $159. A decade later, it has more than doubled to over $338. Wow. So when will this Prime Minister cut the hidden food taxes so that Canadians can afford to feed their families?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Children and Youth.
I got it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, members opposite are focused on imaginary taxes. On this side of the House, we are continuing to invest in Canadians and the supports that they need, including the Canada Child benefit, which is pegged to inflation and worth up to $8,000 per child under 6 years old in this country. So on this side of the House, we will continue to invest in Canadians and the supports that they need, and we would encourage the members opposite to show a little more support for those programs as well. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Haldimand Norfolk.
Mr. Speaker, there's nothing imaginary about the hunger pains that many Canadians are feeling. Many families are also financially squeezed with a mortgage payment and utility bills, which are rising faster than they can keep up with. These pressures have worsened under the Liberals with the rise in the industrial carbon tax, the packaging tax, and the new fuel tax. All of these hidden taxes are driving up the cost of food. When will the Liberals stop their inflationary spending and cut these hidden food taxes so that Canadians can afford to eat?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Children and Youth.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is clear that we don't want any family to have a hard time feeding themselves, and that's why, in fact, we invest in programs and supports for families precisely so that they can put food on the table and also have school food through the school food program. At the same time, we are creating jobs. This is what Canadians really need. And this is something we're noticing over the last